What is title insurance?
Sasha, I get questions from time to time on what is title insurance and why do I have to buy it? And I think, being title insurance agents and attorneys, I think we just assume everybody knows what it is.
Yeah.
But it is kind of ethereal in the sense that, okay, I get I'm buying title insurance. I know what insurance does, but what does this insurance insure me against? I don't think people know. Why would you answer that question?
I just say that it's a one-time insurance premium paid at closing.
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay
keep
every
paying
year.
it again, and then it protects their financial interest for past defects. So it doesn't, like traditional insurance goes forward for events that might occur in the future. Title insurance protects their financial interest specifically in past defects.
I like that insurance that covers the past. But I want to say one reason they're paying, if they're not paying cash, is the lender requires them to get it. And they require them in this way. You're going to get, as a buyer, you're going to get an owner's policy that insures you as the owner. Well, when you have a mortgage, we also issue the lender a policy called a loan policy or a lender's policy. When that takes effect is when the lender, if he has to or she has to take the house back in a foreclosure situation, they've got the title insurance that's going to cover them because they're the new owners now against these defects that we're going to talk about. So you really don't have a choice to buy it if you've got a loan. One thing we do is we check the public records because you are insuring something that happened in the past. Let me tell you a story about that. There was this Chinese family. They lived in the Northeast. They had extensive real estate holdings in North Carolina, South Carolina, and so forth. But the whole family spent about half the year in the States, half the year back in China. And so there was a family, had two sons, a mother and a father. Well, one of the sons went berserk, killed his family, killed his brother and his parents, disposed of them somehow. When people came around and asked, hey, where are your parents? Where's your brother? Oh, they're back in China. I'm just hanging out in the States for a little while. He sold a bunch of the real estate in his brother's name with his brother's ID, and somehow it all came to light that, he'd committed this crime. He was arrested. Well, he had to go back and undo all the houses that he sold because he didn't have the authority to sell them, and he didn't have the authority to collect the money. So there was a family in one of the houses, and they just knocked on the door one day and said, hey, you don't own this house. The guy that signed the deed that conveyed it to you was not the person that owned the property. That's a time when you're really going to be glad you had title insurance.
I agree. I agree.
So that's what you're paying for with title insurance. And I would mention that, we talk a lot about every great agent, every great builder needs a great real estate attorney. We talk about how a lot of title companies don't have attorneys. The ones that do have attorneys, they're not really going to go to court for you on these kind of issues. And that's something that we do here, you and I and Neeraj, our other attorney in the office. We go to battle for folks on these kind of issues. So that's super important.